basically, with the current situation now, we are looking at a property boom. Today's price is not tomorrow's price. So looking at that, for the sellers or for the buyers, basically, they can't actually reach the real transacted price. So what I'm trying to say is that real market price is only can be determined when all the sellers and all the buyers were to meet on the same day and offer their best price. Then is where you can actually reach the real market price. So that's the reason we come up with this concept, open bidding. We're actually creating the market. So because we feel there's no one in the market actually helping to create a place where buyers and sellers can meet. So with the current situation, if let's say the seller were to sell at say a property for 1 million, example, and if let's say selling for 1 million, which is yesterday's price, but then looking at today's price, it might not be 1 million, it could be more, or it could be less. So all depending on the demand. So how will the seller know that this is the right price to sell? So that's where open bidding is coming in to actually help them to reach their main reason to sell the property. So end of the day, what's important is that the satisfaction. Basically, let me talk about the current situation of auction, foreclosure. Foreclosure, that means property which is under order of court and land office. What happened is that in this auction, a reserve price will be mentioned and will be advertised. And the involvement of syndicate usually is that they'll come for the auction and they'll actually will try to manipulate by talking to the other prospective buyers and try to negotiate a price whereby they don't bid higher than the reserve price. One of the reasons is that once the reserve price is mentioned, they know that, like it or not, once they reach the reserve price, the property is sold. And this is where we feel that there's some loopholes in our current auction industry. So coming up with the open bidding, there are some issues from the customers and clients talking about the involvement of syndicate. But then cj.my has come up with this solution where we start the bidding from the indicative price. The reserve price is actually a discrete figure which only the lawyer and the owner knows about it. Okay, talking about this industry, the auction law in Malaysia itself is started 1929, but then we have not developed the industry itself, because in Malaysia, auction means foreclosure. Auction means people don't have money. But then looking at the industry in US, UK, Australia, even part in China and India, in fact, they're actually practicing auction is one of the way of transacting, buying or selling a property. But then Malaysia, we are still not matured. We don't have the matured market to actually understand this whole situation. But then in UK and Australia, they are very big. It's a big industry. In US, if I'm mistaken, in 2006, about almost 30 billion worth of property were transacted by way of open bidding. There's one particular point that basically our people understand about auction or open bidding. They've been wrongly informed that all the properties under or for sale by way of auction by the owner, usually it is mentioned as private auction. Actually, private auction, the meaning of private auction is that something like an auction only for a group of people and not the property. So usually for the some club members or for charity purpose. That's where private auction usually will be mentioned. When you say public auction, it's meant for public, and auction by owner is actually a way of selling in the market by the owner themselves. It is not private auction.
Property sales by bidding is very successfully done so many years already in Western countries, especially Australia and the United States, where properties are sold based on bidding. Yeah, and it brings out the best price of the subject property and also at the right timing. As the owners get the best deal in this process, it is a very good process for a buyer to sell his property. However, we are taking it to another level in Malaysia, where it can be, the elements of this bidding can be put into good practice. Yeah, in fact, Raine Horne Australia, very successfully done biddings, and we always constantly encourage to emulate Raine Horne Australia's sales by bidding concept. That's what prompted us to collaborate together with Sri Shanbid on this bidding session. We seek to be syndicate free, and it is a good system of selling and buying, as buyers and sellers are prompted to make a decision at a certain time with a timeline, and if they are motivated to buy that property or motivated to sell the property, a transaction will happen.
Auction firm in Malaysia, there are many, but then we are the first one to actually come up with a concept in open bidding, because in Malaysia, auction means foreclosure. Auction means you have problem in your financially for you to sell. That's the reason we come up with this term by the name open bidding, just to make sure people understand that we are not the other auctions. We are still auction, but then we are known as open bidding. Misconception, because people been they've been practicing, and they've been looking at the advertisement and people talking about auction and everything, usually on the foreclosure side, not on this for selling. That's where usually we'll have problem on making people understand, because they've been taught and they've been informed that auction means foreclosure. So in this market, we are the first one to pioneer to actually come up with this conceptual type of branding, and come with the open bidding. To actually to promote this open bidding concept. To learn more about open bidding, we are actually organizing open bidding this coming Saturday, 28th May, in Kompleks Masyarakat Penyayang Caring Society Kompleks in Jalan Utama at 10 AM. Everyone is welcome to learn more on open